Hello, I am Francisco Ruiz, the author of PassLok Privacy App, now in version 1.6. And since the user interface has changed a little bit, I'm making this new video on how to make a good key and its matching lock. In order to enter your key, your personal key, the master key, you need to click the Keys button on the main screen, then followed by the Master Key button in the next screen. And a dialog appears where you can write your master key. Let's say that my master key is something like I'll eat 42 apples. If you want to show it, you need to click on this button. Observe that there is a message on the top telling me how good the key is. This is very important because you want to come up with a key that will be very hard to guess by a hacker. All the security of PassLok depends on having selected a good key that will be very hard to guess. For instance, if your key is something like password, well, it's weak. It's not terrible because it has some length. Of course, we know it is terrible because password is the first password, the first key that any hacker will try. What makes then a good key that will be hard to guess? I'm telling you right here on the screen. You want to use symbols that are not letters. You want to have numbers. You want to use capitals. And you want to use misspellings so that somebody who knows a complete dictionary of guesses will have a tough time finding your key. If you have the capitals at the beginning, that's not going to help very much. For instance, if I put it here, well, it's just as weak as if you did not have a capital. PassLok is not going to give you credit for it because it's not something that adds any security. Same thing if you put it at the end. It's too trivial. It's not going to help. Same happens with numbers. I can add a number. It's not going to help it. Or I can put a number before. Won't help it either. If you want to really have numbers that help, put them in the middle. Like that. And finally, you want to use things that are not capitals, not small case, not numbers. Spaces really are not going to help you, but maybe a dash will, or an underscore, or something that makes it more difficult. Now, the important thing is that you should be able to remember your key. So do something that is not easy to guess, but that you can remember, and that's how PassLok helps you to come up with a good key. Now, this is not just to make you feel good about it. There are consequences. PassLok adjusts the speed of the calculations based on the strength of the key. So if it's good, it's going to be much faster than if it's medium, and it'll start being sort of terrible in terms of speed if you get below medium. So if you find that PassLok really doesn't work for you because everything takes very long, that's because you didn't choose a good key to begin with, and PassLok is trying to compensate by making it so much harder to process everything when you use a bad key. After having said this, let's say that we go back to I'll eat 42 apples. You need to make the lock that matches that key, which people will use in order to lock messages for you to read only. The way to do it is to click this button. You do that, a message tells you that the lock is in the main box. So let's go to the main box, and here it is. You can now email it, you can text it, you can put it on a card, you can do all kinds of things with it, and you'll be able to give it to people. This is like a phone number that people will use in order to communicate with you. Thank you and enjoy PassLok.